हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो आज की वीडियो में हम देखने वाले हैं एनसीईआरटी क्लास 7 ज्योग्राफी, जिसमें आज हम देखेंगे चैप्टर 5 जो कि है वाटर। तो शुरू करते हैं हमारा आज का चैप्टर। व्हेन यू थिंक ऑफ वाटर, व्हाट इमेजेस कम टू योर माइंड? यू थिंक ऑफ रिवर्स, द वाटरफॉल्स, द pitter patter of raindrops, water in your taps. Children love to float paper boats in rain puddles. By noon, the puddles vanish. Where does the water go? The sun's heat causes evaporation of water into vapor. When the water vapor cools down, it condenses and forms clouds. From there, it may fall on the land or sea in the form of rain, snow, or sleet. The process by which water continuously changes its form and circulates between oceans, atmosphere, and land is known as the water cycle. Our Earth is like a terrarium. The same water that existed centuries ago still exists today. The water used to irrigate a field in Haryana may have flowed down the Amazon River 100 years ago. Terrarium. It is an artificial enclosure for keeping small house plants. The major sources of fresh water are the rivers, ponds, springs, and glaciers. The ocean bodies and seas contain salty water. The water of the oceans is salty or saline, as it contains large amount of dissolved salts. Most of the salt is sodium chloride or the common table salt that you eat. Do you know salinity is the amount of salt in grams present in 1000 grams of water? The average salinity of the oceans is 35 parts per thousand. Do you know that sea in Israel has salinity of 340 grams per liter of water? Swimmers can float in it because the increased salt content makes it dense. Distribution of water bodies. We all know that 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. If there is more water than land on this Earth, why do so many countries face water scarcity? Is all the water on Earth available to us? The following table gives the distribution of water in percentage. Oceans 97.3, saline water. Ice caves 02.0, groundwater 0.68, freshwater lakes 0.009, inland seas and salt lakes 0.009, atmosphere 0.0019, rivers 0.0001. तो टोटल होता है 100। तो इसमें से इतने हमारे फ्रेश वाटर के सोर्सेस हैं। Water distribution can be demonstrated by a simple activity. See activity box. तो ये एक्टिविटी आप देख लेना। Water is absolutely essential for survival. Water alone can quench our thirst when we are thirsty. Now don't you think we are wasting a precious resource when we use water carelessly? Do you know March 22 is celebrated as World Water Day, when the need to conserve water is reinforced in different ways. Ocean circulation. There is something magical about walking bare feet on the seashore, the wet sand on the beach, the cool breeze, the seabirds, the smell of the salt in the air, and music of the waves. Everything is so fascinating. Unlike the calm waters of ponds and lakes, ocean water keeps moving continuously. It is never still. The movements that occurs in oceans can be broadly categorized as waves, tides, and currents. Waves. When you are playing throw ball on the beach and the ball falls into the water, what happens? It is fun to watch how the ball gets washed back to the shore by the waves. When the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternatively, they are called waves. Do you know waves are formed when winds scrape across the ocean surface? The stronger the wind blows, the bigger the waves become. During a storm, the winds blowing at a very high speed form huge waves. This may cause tremendous destruction. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption, or underwater landslides can shift large amounts of ocean water. As a result, huge tidal waves called tsunami that may be as high as 15 meters is formed. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meters high. These waves travel at a speed of more than 700 km per hour. The tsunami of 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India. The Indira Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands got submerged after the tsunami. Do you know? Tsunami is a Japanese word that means harbor waves, as the harbors get destroyed whenever there is tsunami. Tsunami, the Earth's pandemonium. Tsunami or the harbor wave struck havoc in the Indian Ocean on the 26th December 2004. The wave was a result of the earthquake that had its epicenter close to the western boundary of Sumatra. The magnitude of earthquake was 9.0 on the Richter scale. As the Indian plate went under the Burma plate, there was a sudden movement of the sea floor causing the earthquake. The ocean floor was displaced by about 10 to 20 meters and tilted in a downwardly direction. A huge mass of ocean water flowed to fill in the gap that was being created by the displacement. This marked the withdrawal of the water mass from the coastlines of the land masses in the South and Southeast Asia. After thrusting of the Indian plate below the Burma plate, the water mass rushed back towards the coastline. Tsunami traveled at a speed of about 800 km per hour, comparable to speed of commercial aircraft, and completely washed away some of the islands in the Indian Ocean. The Indira Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, that marked the southernmost point of India, got completely submerged. As the wave moved from earthquake epicenter from Sumatra towards the Andaman Islands and Sri Lanka, the wave length decreased with decreasing depth of water. The travel speed also declined from 700 to 900 km per hour to less than 70 km per hour. Tsunami waves travel up to a depth of 3 km from the coast, killing more than 10,000 people and affected more than lakh of houses. In India, the worst affected were the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Puducherry, and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. While the earthquakes cannot be predicted in advance, it is possible to give a 3-hour notice of a potential tsunami. Such early warning systems are in place across the Pacific Ocean, but not in the Indian Ocean. Tsunamis are rare in the Indian Ocean as the seismic activity is less as compared to the Pacific. The tsunami that ravaged the South and Southeast Asian coast in December 2004 is the most devastating tsunami in the last several hundred years. The large damage caused to life and property was primarily a result of lack of monitoring, the early warning systems, and knowledge among the coast dwellers of Indian Ocean. The first indication that tsunami is approaching is the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal region, followed by destructive wave. When this happened on the coast, instead of people going to high ground, they started assembling at the coast to view the miracle. As a consequence, there was a large casualty of curious onlookers when the gigantic waves tsunami struck. Tides. The rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water twice in a day is called a tide. It is high tide when water covers much of the shore by rising to its highest level. It is low tide when water falls to its lowest level and recedes from the shore. The strong gravitational pull exerted by the sun and the moon on the earth's surface causes the tides. The water of the earth closer to the moon gets pulled under the influence of the moon's gravitational force, and causes high tide. During the full moon and new moon days, the sun, the moon, and the earth are in the same line and the tides are highest. These tides are called spring tides. But when the moon is in its first and last quarter, the ocean waters get drawn in diagonally opposite directions by the gravitational pull of sun and moon, resulting in low tides. These tides are called neap tides. High tides help in navigation. They raise the water level close to the source. This helps the ship to arrive at the harbor more easily. The high tides also help in fishing. Many more fish come closer to the shore during the high tide. This enables fishermen to get a plentiful catch. The rise and fall of water due to tides is being used to generate electricity in some places. Ocean currents. Ocean currents are streams of water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in definite directions. The ocean currents may be warm or cold. Generally, the warm ocean currents originate near the equator and move towards the poles. The cold currents carry water from polar or higher latitudes to tropical or lower latitudes. The Labrador Ocean current is cold current, while the Gulf Stream is a warm current. The ocean current influence the temperature conditions of the area. Warm currents bring about warm temperature over land surface. The areas where the warm and cold currents meet provide the best fishing grounds of the world. Seas around Japan and the eastern coast of North America are such examples. The areas where a warm and cold current meet also experience foggy weather, making it difficult for navigation. तो इसी के साथ हमारा ये चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो गया है और ये है इस चैप्टर का एक्सरसाइज। तो अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और नोटिफिकेशन आइकन पर क्लिक कर दीजिए ताकि आपको सारे वीडियोस के अपडेट्स मिल सके। और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो लाइक कर दीजिए, साथ ही अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए ताकि उन्हें भी हेल्प हो सके। तो हमारा आज का वीडियो यहीं तक था। थैंक यू, थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।